Hello, future ghosts, and welcome to another episode of Booze and Brews. I am your host, Dr. Christina Kiefer, and this is where I talk about a haunted historic location while I drink the coffee of the day. And I hope everyone is doing well, and I'm actually really excited about today's topic. But first, coffee. So I was trying to keep with the theme today. This coffee is from Antwerp, Belgium. Same location. Well, actually, we're sticking to Gent, Belgium for today's topic. But this one is, the company's name is Cuperus. They're kind of based, one of the locations that they have is Antwerp. And this blend is called El Carmine. It's from Nicaragua, and it has some chocolate notes. So the way I prepared this one was using a French press, and I added some cream, and I decided to add a little flavor with this one. I did praline. It's one of the Monin syrups, and it's one of my favorites. It's pretty good. So now if you're kind of like interested in the coffee of today, and you might want to try it out yourself, I will link the website in the description for y'all. But with that, let's go into today's topic. So today's haunted location is the Belfry of Gent. Now the Belfry, just the name, is a structure enclosing bells for ringing as part of a building, usually as part of a bell tower or steeple. Now its height is 91 meters, and it's technically 299 feet, 300 feet, which makes it the tallest belfry in Belgium. Now the construction of the tower began in 1313 and continued until it reached completion in 1380. The tower took 30 years to complete due to interruptions from, especially during that time, wars, plagues, political unrest. Also, there was actually a rectangular hall that is adjoining the belfry, and it was built to headquarter the affairs of the cloth trade, which made the city rich during the Middle Ages. Inside, they would have woolens were officially inspected and measured. Transactions were negotiated. And as the cloth industry lost its importance, the hall drew more different occupants as the years went by. It had a guild and a fencing school. Also, the cloth hall its construction started in 1425, and it ended 20 years later with only 7 of 11 of the planned bays completed. And I like this part. In 1903, the structure was extended 4 more bays in accordance to the original plan that was 11. So it served basically as a watchtower and a bell tower. It was also a repository for important municipal documents during that time. From 1408 and onwards, the city council preserved the city's privileges and charters, which spelled out the city's rights and privileges they called it the secret chamber. And so that's in Dutch, and I was kind of curious about what that secret meant, and it's spelled S-E-C-R-E-E-T, and you would think the translation in English would be secret. I did find that, but other translations said it was like a secretion, like a toilet or an outhouse, but for this sake, I'm going to go with the English version of secret. Now, only 3 people had keys to the reinforced chests that were also chained to the floor. They weren't going anywhere. And it was the bailiff and 2 other men. And in 1578, those valuable documents, they actually were transferred to Ghent's Town Hall. Now, in World War II, unfortunately, the Germans, when they were there, they used the secret as a command post. They built a shelter there, which could be reached through underground corridors under St. Baptist's-Glen. And the Belfry played an important role in civic life by housing the town bells, which rang hourly and warned citizens of danger. I mean, it was kind of like, it kept the pace. You know, nobody had watches back then on the wrists or anything, so they had to depend on the bell tower. Now, the Belfry primarily acts an alarm system for the medieval city. A bunch of the tower guards, they populated the tower. They had bell ringers there that sounded the bells on the hour for work and also stood guard during the day. At night, they patrolled the city streets with a small lantern, and also they had a bunch of trained guard dogs. Now, this I find, I really like this part. Again, they also have basically their own little mascot. They have a copper dragon, Weathervane. Now, they had a gilded copper dragon statue was installed on the tippy top of the tower in 1377. And it was kind of known as a protector of the city. Now, the current dragon that is above the Belfry is not the original. The original is actually located inside the museum, which, you know, it preserves it, you know, keeps it from any more damage since it's been up there for hundreds of years. But the one that's there right now is not the original, but there still is one out there. Now, also, good point. On the occasion, yes, the dragon will actually breathe fire. They would normally do this on special occasions, whatever could have been going on during the town. Now, over the centuries, the tower has been modified and expanded to accommodate more bells. Now, today it has 54 bell carillon, and its historic architecture makes it a famous landmark. Now, when visitors come to the Belfry, that they are allowed actually to go up into the room where the bells are, and you can listen to them as they chime every hour, and I think actually every 15 minutes. Cue the bells. There it goes. So when it comes to paranormal activity in the Belfry, it is said among locals that the Belfry has a demon that resides inside. This demon is said to have strong powers of illusion, and it is said that the demon can enchant whoever it so pleases by manipulation, manipulate with shadows and whispers to lure them in. It is said that those who actually succumb to their trap will find themselves dragged deep into the darkness, never to be seen again. Now, you know, whispers about this spread like wildfire throughout the city, and because of this, a lot of the residents, at least during later times, they didn't really want to run around in the streets after dark because they thought that they were going to get snatched and would never be seen again. Now, in my research, I wasn't actually able to find any specific paranormal encounter with a demon or anything else at the Belfry, but I can give you what I experienced when I was walking through the Belfry, when I was able to do this. So when I walked into the Belfry, first you walk into the Cloth Hall, and it was very quiet in that area. I just felt like I needed to be respectful and not make any noises for some reason. I'm not sure why, but that's just how I felt. And also, I didn't feel anything specifically negative in this area, but as I entered the ground floor of the Belfry, it felt a little bit different to me. Like it had more of a heavy feeling to me. And as I ascended the tower, the heaviness got more darker and more like of a negative feeling. And also kind of somewhat in the area where the dragon is at. And you can also feel just the sheer amount of people that have walked through those corridors, had gone up those steps. And just like if you go and look at the steps are made out of stone, and you look at the stone and it has just been worn down from people stepping on it over the hundreds of years. And now when you get toward the top of the tower, it felt lighter to me than the lower floors. And when you get to the top, you can actually go outside. They have like a little balcony around the top, and you can see the entire city of Gent. It's a really beautiful view up there. Now, some of the feelings I got makes complete sense to me because, I mean, it was involved during World War II when the Germans occupied it, and also it actually served as an entrance to the city jail in the 1700s, where some of the prisoners were actually sentenced to death. So maybe some of those negative feelings could have been from prisoners, and sometimes those prisoners were sent to death by starvation. Well, that is our location for today. But if you like this episode, which I hope you did, please like and share this video. Also, if you ever find yourself in Belgium, try to get your way over to Ghent. It's just a really pretty city. But also, if you would like to know more about different paranormal topics, you can find me on my podcast with my co-host, Will Eimerich, on the K&A show that can be found on ETL Radio X. Also, you can find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram under Christina Kiefer. Thanks for watching, and I will talk to y'all future ghosties later. Bye.